Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Wordy, my hub for all of the words that I read, write, or otherwise want to yap about. Today, I have a very special author guest on the pod. She is the USA Today Bestselling Author of over 30 romantic comedies, and her next release, Grumpy and Gull, releases spring of this year. Please welcome Melissa Baldwin.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What an honor. I am enjoying interviewing everybody here at Lovelit Con. For those of you who are watching in the future, hi from the past. It's Valentine's Day, sending you all our love. What I like to do to warm up with all of our guests to start the episode is normally we talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to. But since we are a little more crunched on time this time around, I'm curious, what is your current hyperfixation? What is something that really is just in your niche that has been nonstop on your mind that you enjoy, that you would recommend to someone?
As far as books?
Books, TV, movies, anything pop culture.
Oh gosh, pop culture is big for me. Well, considering that I am a proud Gen X, right now I was just saying that I am in my no worries era. So just taking time and watching old shows, listening to audiobooks, of course, because I don't have time to sit down with an actual physical copy, listening to audiobooks and just finding new ways to allow myself to relax.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing for me right now. And writing books is time consuming and you have to be all in all the time. So anything where I can kind of take some time for myself away from writing it helps me. And then when I'm ready to write again, I'm refreshed and I'm focused and I'm able to do so.
Absolutely. Okay. Totally out of left field, but I have to say, I have it on good authority that you love all things Disney and Universal. As someone that feels the exact same way, walk me through your perfect Disney Universal vacation. What are my must-hit stops? Where am I going to eat? All the things.
Okay. Well, planning and booking Universal and Disney trips is my side hustle. And the reason I decided to do that was growing up in Central Florida. I was always at the theme parks. My parents took us there. And then when I had my own daughter, we always took her, and it was just a fun time to spend with family. So aside from writing, I do plan those trips. But honestly, depending on which location you're thinking about going to, first of all, I'm a big Disney cruise person. Disney Cruise Line is number one for me, number one destination. You can see a lot of places in one trip. So that's a huge thing for me. But okay, so if you were doing Disney World out in Orlando, there are 4 parks. So it does take a lot of time, especially if you want to fully immerse yourself in the magic and really get the opportunity to see everything. You want to stay at a Disney resort. There are over 30 of them.
Yeah.
You want to stay right there so you can be in the magic. 4 parks. There's park hopping. The food is fantastic. If you are a foodie, I highly recommend Epcot. You can travel around the world in one day and really just soak up the culture of different countries. So that's a huge thing. If you are a thrill lover, there's roller coasters, and that's what Universal's for. If you're a thrill ride person, roller coasters. If you're a Harry Potter fan, for all of our readers, that's the place to go to check that out. But just being present with your family and friends, and that is why I do that. That is why it is so important to me, because that's time is something that you can't get back. And being with your loved ones and spending those days together and taking pictures and riding rides and laughing and having fun, that is so important. And I think that we're all so busy in our daily lives and working and checking all the boxes of things that we think we need to get done, that sometimes those things fall through the cracks. And I'm a new empty nester.
Yeah.
So my daughter is at college now, but I can say that I don't regret any of the time that we took out to do those vacations, to spend that time with her. And now that she's gone and grown, I always say just take all the time and really spend that time with your loved ones, because you never know.
Yeah. And speaking of time, from all of your vacation plotting and planning, when do you think is the best time to take a Disney vacation, like time of year wise strategy?
Yeah. Well, if you ask me, I would go anytime in the year. Or if you ask my husband, I'm like, when can we take our next cruise? But really, honestly, if it's possible, not going in peak season like the summer and things like that it's more affordable. It's less crowded. It's less hot, especially if you're doing Florida.
Yeah.
So if you can go on those off times, that's definitely a wonderful time to go. And then the holidays, if you celebrate, is an amazing time to go to all the destinations as well. And people are already planning family and friend vacations. Why not do it during the holidays?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, transitioning a little more towards your books. I had to ask, though. I'm a big Disney fan.
And I could talk about that all day.
Yeah.
If you ever want to do just a Disney Universal podcast, let's talk.
Oh, for sure. So you have 3 rom-coms coming out in 2026.
I do.
First of all, congrats.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Second of all, how do you maintain such an intense writing and release schedule? Do you have any best pieces of advice for somebody that's trying to ramp up their release pace?
Yes. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm a very type A scheduled person. Obviously, that's not everybody. That is what works for me. I have adapted certain, I guess, things that I've done over the years to increase my writing time. I start my day every day with journaling. Just to get me focused and get my mind straight. I try not to go on social media first thing in the day, because once I do that, then I'm like sucked in. And it's just opening my manuscript is so important. And even if I'm not feeling it, and even if there are some days where we're just like, oh my goodness, I've got to write 2,000 words. How am I going to do it? But really just opening it and familiarizing myself with where I left off with my characters. What are they thinking? And just following, I guess, the schedule and the tasks that have worked for me. That's what I try to do. And some days it doesn't work out the way I want to. And some days I'm on fire and all the words are flowing. It really depends on the day and how much sleep I get, and if I had a lot of Diet Coke in the morning, if I'm ready to go. So, I
love that. And then similarly, you have over 30 rom-coms under your belt. How do you avoid burnout, and what do you personally consider the most rewarding parts of your author life this long into your career?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Burnout is something that I've been there.
Yeah.
So I do know what that feels like. And when you're an author and when you've promised fans or readers, I'm going to have this book out by this time. And when that burnout strikes, it's sheer panic. But I feel like I get a lot of joy out of writing, and I know, or at least I've heard from readers, that it brings a lot of joy to them. So I almost don't want to disappoint them. And in a world where things are hectic and chaotic and stressful, rom-com, lighthearted reads, it's an escape. And so I do want to provide that. And it gives me an escape as well. As I'm writing it, I'm getting into the minds of my characters. And so that, for me, it's easy to get burned out as an author or anybody in life, but really just reminding myself that there may be someone out there that just needs to laugh.
Yeah.
For a little while and just needs to smile and read about a meet cute or a quirky little couple who meets with, even if it's cheesy and Hallmarky, like if someone needs that. And so I try to remind myself of that.
I love that. Yeah. There's a quote from Soulmates and Slapshots, this beautiful book right here. Also, your covers are gorgeous.
Thank you.
There's a quote from that book that says, I came to Maple Falls for a change. I just didn't expect it to change me. What are places that you've been in your life that have changed you for the better?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, let me think. I don't consider myself well-traveled, but I would really love to travel everywhere. But I feel like we went to Europe last summer, and I feel like being around people from other cultures, and it was my first time being over there, and just meeting people. And we were in Greece and walking through Mykonos, and just people were so kind.
Yeah.
And so welcoming and just friendly. And sometimes I feel like we don't get to experience that a lot.
No.
And it really inspired me to, I want to write a book set in Greece. I have to. I have not done that yet.
I will be your first reader.
It's on my list. But it was the most beautiful, wonderful day. And my whole family felt that way. My husband felt that way. My daughter felt that way. My daughter found all these stray cats, and she just wanted to sit with the stray cats and pet them. And it was just such a wonderful day and wonderful experience. And just the people were so kind and welcoming. Mm-hmm. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I also would be petting all of the stray cats. That is very much what I would be doing in that situation.
We took pictures of her, and I have friends that were like, where'd she find all those cats? So I'm like, oh, they were just walking the streets in Mykonos, and she just was like petting them, and she knew their names, and and it was so sweet. And she just like would have been happy sitting there the whole day with them.
Absolutely. I went to the Dominican Republic like right before I went to college as part of like a service trip, and there were stray cats everywhere, and they would like come up to us during dinner, and I probably didn't really eat a full dinner because I was just so preoccupied in petting the stray cats. Yeah. So I totally get that. My last question for you is, what are some things on your personal bucket list that you might want to tackle soon now that you are an empty nester?
Oh my goodness. I have so many things on my bucket list. I'm a big list person. I'm old school. I write everything down. But I feel like exploring more of the world, traveling more with my husband. Now that we don't have a child at home, we're able to kind of get out and go at like different times. Like I was saying, it's hard to travel when everybody else in the world is traveling in the summer. Really just get out and explore and go to new places so I can, help to be inspired for future books, because I want to continue writing, and I want to get to 50 books. I'm at 33. But really just exploring and seeing new places and meeting new people and just being inspired, because I write based on inspiration, and I like to meet people. I like to get to know people. I like to know just what brings them joy. And so I want to put that into my books. So I feel like traveling while I'm empty nest, and also, like I said in the beginning, just taking more time to relax and to not always have to be working all the time, not always have to be creating all the time. So really just allow myself and tell myself it's okay to take some time off.
Yeah.
It's okay to take a break, because even when I'm not working as a writer, this, even when I'm not working, I'm still working, because my mind is still going and the ideas are still flowing. And so, even when we want to take a day off, like our mind isn't exactly taking the day off.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for anybody that is watching this, it's Valentine's Day. We're at Lovelit Con. But when this airs, we won't be at Lovelit Con anymore. So tell our listeners, our future listeners, where they can find you online.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm on Instagram all the time. It's my favorite platform to use. I'm at Baldwin Author. I am on TikTok a little bit, but I think I'm too old for TikTok, so I'm trying to get better at TikTok. And I do have a website, author Melissa Baldwin, but I really believe in, like, if somebody sends me a message or has a question, to respond. I'm very responsive. And, because I know that if I reach out to my favorite author, I would be so excited to get a response.
Yeah.
So I am available, and I'd love to connect.
Perfect. All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you for tuning in to Talk Wordy. And my thanks again to Melissa Baldwin for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great.
Absolutely. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at Talk Wordy Pod. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.